What if everything we've been told about our world is only the surface of the truth? What if the deepest parts of our planet hold secrets so extraordinary, so earth-shattering, that they're deliberately kept from us? The Mariana Trench, an abyss deeper than Mount Everest is tall, isn't just a natural wonder. It's a fortress of mysteries. The trench plunges nearly 7 miles beneath the Pacific Ocean, into a darkness so absolute that light cannot penetrate it. Down there, the pressure is unimaginable, enough to crush most known life forms instantly. And yet, things survive. Not just survive, but thrive. So here's the real question. What kind of life are we talking about? And more importantly, what else is down there? They say the trench is one of the last frontiers on Earth, but why is it that only a handful of people have truly explored it? Decades of technology, trillions of dollars poured into exploration, but 95% of our oceans remain untouched. Why? Could it be because there's something they don't want us to find? There's something strange about the trench. Explorers and military personnel who get close to its depths report bizarre phenomena, metallic sounds echoing from the void, glowing lights that defy logic, and objects, massive, unidentifiable objects, moving at speeds that no submarine could match. Equipment malfunctions, data mysteriously vanishes, and even the most advanced missions seem to hit an unexplainable wall. And here's the kicker. This area isn't just ignored by governments, it's closely monitored. The United States Navy, along with other global forces, keeps a near-constant presence near the trench. They claim it's routine, research, patrols, training exercises. But what if it's not? What if their true purpose is to guard the trench? Or worse, what if they're hiding something from us? Think about it. If you were an advanced civilization, if you had technology beyond anything humanity has ever seen, where would you hide? The skies are monitored, space is constantly scanned, but the ocean? The trench? A place so remote and so extreme it's practically unbreachable. It's the perfect hiding spot. Could the Mariana Trench be home to an alien base? Could the strange lights and sounds reported by explorers be evidence of something extraterrestrial? But it doesn't stop there. The creatures lurking in these depths are unlike anything you've ever seen. Massive shadowy figures detected on sonar, moving with intelligence and purpose. Gigantic, ancient beasts that seem straight out of mythology. Could it be that these creatures are remnants of a forgotten era? Or could they be engineered by something far more advanced than us? And here's something else to consider. Why is so much of the trench classified? Why are the findings from deep diving expeditions so often incomplete or redacted? Why do scientists and explorers come back with stories they're unwilling or unable to share? James Cameron, one of the few people to ever dive to the bottom, described the experience as alien. Alien. Is that just a metaphor? Or a clue? The Mariana Trench isn't just a place. It's a question mark, a glaring blank spot on the map of human knowledge. And every time someone gets close to uncovering its secrets, the story gets buried. Missing data, unexplained anomalies, mysterious military presence. Are we really to believe this is all just coincidence? So, what's really down there? Alien bases? Ancient creatures? Government experiments gone wrong? Or perhaps something we can't even begin to comprehend? One thing's for sure. The answers lie deep below the surface, hidden in the crushing darkness of the trench. And the more you learn about it, the more you realize one chilling truth. We're not just unprepared for what we might find down there. We're not meant to find it at all. Let's dive deeper into the mystery. The Mariana Trench is a place that defies logic and human comprehension. Its sheer depth, nearly 36,000 feet, renders it the most remote and least understood part of our planet. If you think the trench is just an underwater canyon, think again. Its hostile environment, geographical isolation, and the shroud of mystery surrounding it suggest something far more intriguing. What if the trench isn't just a natural wonder, but a deliberate hiding place, a refuge for secrets we were never meant to uncover? Picture the trench. A 1,500-mile-long scar carved into the Earth's crust. Its V shape funnels anything descending into its crushing depths. The pressure at the bottom is so immense that it would crush a human being instantly. Even the most advanced submersibles are pushed to their limits, with thick titanium hulls groaning under the strain. But that's not all. The trench is shrouded in eternal darkness, with no natural light penetrating its abyssal depths. It's as if nature itself is saying, "You don't belong here." And yet someone, or something, does. Let's talk about its isolation. The trench lies thousands of miles from any major landmass, tucked away in the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. There are no human settlements, no prying eyes, no convenient way to monitor it. The perfect place to hide. Its remoteness alone makes it the ideal spot for clandestine activity, but the trench's unique characteristics make it even more suspicious. Its steep walls and extreme conditions mean that exploring it horizontally is nearly impossible. Our technology can only scratch the surface, dipping briefly into the void before retreating. Could it be that this isn't just a geological barrier, but a deliberate safeguard for something lurking within? Think about this. Only 3 people have ever descended to the trench's deepest point, the Challenger Deep. By comparison, 12 people have walked on the moon. Why do we know more about the barren surface of another celestial body than we do about the depths of our own planet? Is it really because of the technical challenges, or because we've been actively discouraged from going down there? The trench has a long history of bizarre occurrences that can't be explained. Take, for example, reports of glowing lights deep within its depths. These aren't random flashes of bioluminescence. No, these lights move with purpose, in calculated, geometric patterns. Could they be signals? Craft navigating through the darkness? Witnesses who've seen these phenomena are often dismissed or silenced, but the patterns remain consistent. And here's the question that haunts those who know about them. What kind of life, or machine, could survive under such crushing pressure? Then there's the military presence. This is where the mystery deepens. The area surrounding the trench is no stranger to naval operations. But these aren't routine exercises. The U.S. Navy, for instance, frequently conducts classified missions in the Pacific, many of them near the trench. Why? What are they looking for, or protecting? Officially, it's all about research and exploration. Unofficially, there are whispers. Whispers of strange sonar readings, unidentified objects moving at impossible speeds, and even submarines disappearing without explanation. One such incident dates back to the height of the Cold War. Submarines equipped with state-of-the-art sonar systems reported tracking massive, fast-moving objects in the trench, objects that couldn't have been natural. Some believe these were advanced submersible craft, far beyond the capabilities of any known human technology. Were they ours, or someone else's? And what about NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration? On the surface, NOAA is a research organization focused on oceanic exploration, but many of their missions in the trench have been shrouded in secrecy. Why is so much of their data classified? Why do their researchers go silent after reporting anomalies? There are even rumors that footage from exploratory dives has been confiscated. If it's just marine biology, why the cover-up? The trench's geography itself raises questions. It's a result of tectonic subduction, where one plate of the Earth's crust is forced beneath another. This geological process generates immense heat far below the seafloor, potentially creating an environment where life could thrive in ways we've never imagined. Could this heat sustain entire ecosystems, perhaps even civilizations, hidden beneath the surface? Or is it being harnessed by something far more advanced? And then there's the UFO connection, or more accurately, the USO connection. Unidentified submersible objects have been reported near the trench for decades. These craft-like entities are described as moving at unfathomable speeds, performing maneuvers that defy the laws of physics, and diving to depths that should be impossible. Could the trench be a staging ground for these objects? A base of operations hidden under miles of water where no human can reach? The trench's allure doesn't end there. It's a place where our understanding of the natural world breaks down. Sonar readings often show anomalies, massive objects moving through the water, only to vanish without a trace. Some scientists attribute these to schools of fish or equipment glitches. But what if those explanations are just convenient excuses? What if those blips on the radar are glimpses of something far more significant? And let's not forget the Cold War submarines that vanished without a trace in this region. Official reports blame mechanical failure or enemy action, but classified documents suggest something far stranger. Could these vessels have stumbled upon something they weren't supposed to see? Could they have been intercepted, perhaps even destroyed, by forces unknown? So, what's really going on down there? The trench's depth, its isolation, and its hostility make it the perfect place to hide something extraordinary. Whether it's an alien base, a lost civilization, or advanced technology, one thing is certain: the Mariana Trench is more than just a geological feature. It's a gateway to the unknown. And the more you look at it, the clearer it becomes: someone or something doesn't want us to look too closely. If you were an advanced species, one capable of interstellar travel and undetectable movement, where would you hide? Would you choose the vast open skies where you could be spotted by prying human eyes? Or would you retreat to a place so remote, so inhospitable, that no one would dare to follow? The Mariana Trench isn't just the deepest part of the ocean. It's the perfect hiding spot for extraterrestrial activity. The idea of alien bases on Earth may sound like science fiction, but consider the evidence. For decades, sightings of unidentified flying objects have dominated the headlines. But what most people don't realize is that many of these sightings occur near water, and some of the most compelling accounts come from the Pacific Ocean. Witnesses describe glowing orbs plunging into the waves and disappearing, as if the ocean were a gateway to another world. What if it is? Let's start with the reports. Fishermen near Guam, just miles from the trench, have spoken of seeing strange lights beneath the water. Not shimmering schools of fish, but bright, otherworldly orbs moving in coordinated patterns. These aren't isolated incidents. There are dozens of similar accounts, many from seasoned sailors and Navy personnel who know the difference between marine life and something entirely unnatural. And then there are the strange pings. In 2016, the Canadian military picked up mysterious underwater sounds in the Arctic, a region as remote and untouched as the trench. The source of these sounds? Never identified. Now think about this. The same type of anomalous sounds has been recorded near the Mariana Trench, and they don't match any known marine or geological activity. Could these be signals? Communications from an advanced civilization hidden in the abyss? The trench's conditions are another clue. If an extraterrestrial species wanted to remain undetected, hiding beneath miles of water in an area barely explored by humans would be a strategic masterstroke. The crushing pressure, the extreme cold, the total darkness. What if these aren't barriers but advantages for beings that have evolved to thrive in such an environment? Military records provide another tantalizing piece of the puzzle. During the Cold War, both American and Soviet submarines frequently reported encounters with unidentified underwater objects. These USOs, as they're called, were described as moving at speeds no known craft could achieve, diving to depths no human technology could withstand, and executing maneuvers that defied physics. Some submarines attempted to pursue these objects, only to find their sonar scrambled, their equipment malfunctioning, and their systems shutting down. And it's not just anecdotal. Declassified documents from the 1960s detail a series of naval encounters with unidentified underwater phenomena near the trench. Some of these documents reference sonar signatures of enormous moving objects, larger than any submarine ever built, moving at speeds that would rip apart conventional vessels. What were these craft? Advanced military prototypes? Or something not of this earth? Theories linking the trench to alien activity don't stop with modern technology. There are connections to ancient history, too. Some researchers believe that accounts of mythical sea gods or underwater civilizations, like Atlantis, could be rooted in encounters with extraterrestrial beings. Could these ancient stories have been early human attempts to explain sightings of advanced underwater alien activity? Let's not forget Operation High Jump. Officially, this 1946 military mission was a large-scale Antarctic expedition led by Admiral Richard Byrd. But conspiracy theorists have long argued that the operation was an attempt to locate and confront alien bases hidden beneath the ice. Some believe these bases are part of a global network of underwater facilities, with the Mariana Trench as its Pacific hub. Far-fetched? Maybe. But when you consider the trench's strategic location and its impenetrable conditions, it starts to make a chilling kind of sense. And the evidence isn't just anecdotal. In 1993, the USS Nimitz carrier group reportedly encountered what appeared to be a tic-tac-shaped UFO off the California coast. This craft, observed by multiple fighter pilots, performed impossible maneuvers before vanishing into the ocean. This wasn't the first or last time military personnel reported such incidents. If these craft can seamlessly transition between air and water, could the trench be their home base? Skeptics argue that these sightings could be natural phenomena or advanced technology developed by foreign governments. But think about it. Why would any nation risk testing such technology near international waters, under the watchful eyes of rival superpowers? And if this technology is human-made, why hasn't it been deployed in conflicts or publicly revealed? If the trench does hide an alien base, it would explain so much. The glowing lights, the unidentified objects, the strange sounds, and the military secrecy surrounding the area. It would also raise disturbing questions. Are these beings observing us? Experimenting with us? Or are they simply waiting for what we don't know? One thing is clear. The trench is no ordinary abyss. It's a place where science and conspiracy collide, where the laws of nature seem to bend, and where answers remain just out of reach. Could it be that the greatest secret of all time is hidden beneath the crushing depths of the Mariana Trench? And if so, what happens when humanity finally uncovers it? The Mariana Trench isn't just home to darkness and crushing pressure. It's a realm of nightmares, a place where the boundaries of evolution seem to dissolve into something terrifyingly alien. The creatures that survive in its depths are unlike anything else on Earth. But here's the unsettling part. These aren't just strange animals. They're a glimpse into the unknown, into what might be hiding even deeper, beyond our reach and understanding. Let's start with what we know. At the bottom of the trench, life doesn't just exist. It thrives in ways that defy logic. Deep-sea anglerfish, for instance, lure their prey with glowing appendages, a bioluminescent beacon in the pitch-black void. They have teeth so large they can't close their jaws, giving them a permanently nightmarish grin. And then there's the gulper eel, a creature with a mouth so massive it can swallow prey larger than itself, distending its body into grotesque shapes as it feeds. But these are the trench's smallest horrors. There's the colossal squid, a deep-sea predator with dinner plate-sized eyes, the largest in the animal kingdom, and tentacles lined with sharp, swiveling hooks. These behemoths have been known to attack submarines, leaving suction cup scars on steel hulls. If these creatures exist at relatively shallow depths, what could lie deeper? Some sonar readings hint at something even more terrifying: massive, shadowy shapes moving beneath the trench. In 2014, a research expedition recorded an unidentified object the size of a small building moving along the trench's walls. The scientists dismissed it as a glitch, but the patterns were consistent. Could it have been an enormous, undiscovered predator? And then there are the cryptids, the creatures of legend and lore that refuse to disappear entirely from the realm of possibility. Take the Ningen, for example. Described as a massive, pale humanoid figure, the Ningen is said to patrol the cold, dark waters of the Pacific. Eyewitness accounts claim these beings are up to 100 feet long, with arms, legs, and eerily human-like features. Some speculate they could be a previously unknown species, perhaps an evolutionary offshoot that adapted to life in the crushing depths of the ocean. But the trench holds whispers of something even older, something prehistoric. The megalodon, a shark so massive it could bite a whale in half, is officially extinct. Yet reports of enormous shadows captured on sonar, teeth larger than any on record, and even alleged sightings by deep-sea fishermen suggest otherwise. Could the trench, with its isolation and abundance of deep-sea prey, be a haven for this ancient predator? These creatures aren't just terrifying, they challenge our understanding of biology itself. How do they survive the crushing pressure, the lack of sunlight, the freezing temperatures? Some scientists believe they've adapted over millions of years. But others wonder, could these creatures be engineered? Could they be part of an ecosystem not of this earth? Here's where the mystery deepens. Some of the most bizarre creatures in the trench appear to have features that defy natural selection. Bioluminescent patterns that seem almost like communication. Predator-prey. Dynamics that suggest intelligence. Could these life forms be part of a larger, interconnected system? If so, who or what designed it? And let's not forget the strange accounts from explorers and naval personnel. Submariners report hearing metallic clangs and groaning noises from the depths, sounds that seem to mimic machinery more than nature. What if these aren't creatures at all, but something far more advanced? Or worse, what if they're hybrids, a fusion of biology and technology designed to thrive in the trench's hostile environment? The trench has a way of turning science into speculation. But even speculation can't explain the sheer scale of its mysteries. Some explorers speak of seeing enormous, snake-like shapes slithering through the darkness, creatures too fast and agile to be natural. Others tell of lights that seem to stalk their submersibles, blinking in patterns that suggest intent. And here's the chilling thought. If these are the creatures we can glimpse or record, what could be lurking in the areas we haven't even touched? Remember, the trench's horizontal stretches remain virtually unexplored, a labyrinth of unseen horrors. Could these creatures represent an ancient ecosystem, untouched for millions of years? Or could they be something entirely new, beings that have evolved, or perhaps been placed, to survive in conditions that should be impossible? One thing is certain, the trench is not empty. It's alive, teeming with forms of life that stretch the limits of our imagination. But whether these creatures are simply nature's most extreme creations or evidence of something more sinister is a question we may never fully answer. What we do know is that the deeper we go, the stranger and more terrifying it becomes. The Mariana Trench is one of the most remote places on Earth, yet it's under constant surveillance. Naval patrols, restricted zones, and classified research missions have all drawn a thick veil of secrecy over this abyss. Why would governments invest so much in monitoring an area they claim is just water? What are they hiding? Let's start with the basics. The trench lies in international waters, a region technically open to all. But if you approach it, you'll quickly notice a heavy military presence. The United States Navy, in particular, conducts frequent operations in the Pacific, often near the trench. Officially, these are training exercises or routine patrols. But some of these missions are classified, their details redacted or completely omitted from public records. Why the secrecy? Consider this. During James Cameron's historic 2012 dive to the Challenger Deep, the deepest point of the trench, he reportedly encountered technical difficulties that cut some of his mission short. But here's the strange part. Some of his recorded data and footage were never made public. Cameron himself has been oddly tight-lipped about certain aspects of his dive. Did he see something that wasn't meant to be revealed? And it's not just Cameron. NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, has conducted numerous deep-sea expeditions in the trench. Yet many of their findings remain classified. Researchers have described hearing anomalous sounds and encountering unexpected phenomena, but when pressed for details, they fall silent. What's being suppressed? Why is oceanic research, supposedly for the benefit of humanity, being treated like a state secret? Then there are the military operations that raise even more questions. In the late 20th century, at the height of the Cold War, U.S. and Soviet submarines frequently operated in the Pacific, often near the trench. Officially, these missions were about surveillance and strategic positioning. But both sides reported bizarre encounters in the area, unidentified sonar contacts, strange mechanical noises, and objects moving at speeds no submarine could match. Some of these encounters ended with submarines losing communication or disappearing entirely. Were these incidents the result of human error, or did they stumble upon something they weren't supposed to find? One particularly chilling account involves the USS Thresher, a nuclear-powered submarine that sank in 1963 under mysterious circumstances. Official reports blamed mechanical failure, but some researchers believe it's no coincidence the Thresher was operating near the trench. Could it have encountered something that caused its sudden and catastrophic failure? The government's silence only fuels suspicion. For instance, the so-called bloop, a loud, unexplained underwater sound recorded in 1997, was detected relatively close to the trench. While scientists eventually attributed it to ice movements, skeptics argue the explanation doesn't hold water. The sound was unlike anything ever recorded before or since. Why was the origin of this sound so quickly dismissed? And then there's the matter of restricted zones. Certain areas near the trench are marked off-limits to civilians, with no clear explanation why. Satellite imagery shows peculiar patterns in the water, symmetrical disturbances that appear artificial. Some have speculated these could be underwater construction sites, perhaps military bases or research facilities. But others go further, suggesting they might be gateways to something more extraordinary. Leaked documents add another layer of intrigue. In 2011, WikiLeaks released cables discussing unidentified underwater anomalies near the trench. These cables didn't elaborate on what the anomalies were, but they did mention increased naval activity in response. What could warrant such a reaction? And why has no official explanation ever been offered? If you think this sounds like overreach, consider the precedent. Governments have a long history of suppressing inconvenient truths, from UFO sightings to secret weapons tests. Why would the ocean, a place less understood than outer space, be any different? And let's not forget the financial trail. Governments and private organizations pour billions into deep-sea exploration technology. Yet, despite these investments, only a fraction of their discoveries are shared with the public. The rest remains locked behind classified files and corporate patents. What could possibly be so valuable or dangerous that it justifies this level of secrecy? Theories abound. Some believe the trench is being used as a testing ground for advanced military technology, hypersonic submarines, stealth drones, and perhaps even weapons capable of altering the environment. Others suggest it could be home to a covert research facility studying alien artifacts or ancient underwater ruins. But here's the most provocative question of all. What if the governments aren't just hiding the trench's secrets from us, they're protecting us from what's down there? The Mariana Trench is more than just a geological feature. It's a black box, a place where the known world ends and the unknown begins. The military knows it, scientists know it, and maybe even a few unlucky submariners know it. The question is, how much longer can they keep the truth submerged? Sound travels differently underwater. It bends, it distorts, it carries for thousands of miles. But some sounds that emerge from the depths of the Mariana Trench aren't just strange, they're completely unexplainable. For decades, researchers have captured noises so bizarre, so haunting, they've sparked theories ranging from monstrous creatures to advanced alien technology. Let's start with one of the most infamous underwater anomalies ever recorded, the bloop. Detected in 1997 by NOAA's hydrophones, this sound was so loud it could be heard over 3,000 miles away. It didn't match any known marine or geological activity, and its frequency suggested something massive was responsible. Initially, some scientists speculated it could have come from an enormous, undiscovered sea creature, something larger than a blue whale. And where was the bloop recorded? Near the South Pacific, not far from the Mariana Trench. The official explanation eventually chalked the sound up to ice calving, large chunks of ice breaking off glaciers. But skeptics weren't convinced. The sound had a strange organic quality to it, almost as if it were alive. Could it have been the echo of something far below the surface, something so large it defies our understanding of marine life? Then there's the upsweep. This sound, first recorded in the Pacific Ocean, is a long series of ascending tones that occur seasonally, peaking in spring and fall. Like the bloop, Its origin is unknown, and while scientists have theorized it could be related to underwater volcanic activity, no definitive source has ever been identified. What makes the upsweep so unsettling is its regularity. If it's a natural phenomenon, why does it behave so systematically, almost like a signal? But these aren't isolated incidents. Military sonar operators stationed near the trench have reported strange mechanical pings emanating from the deep. These sounds don't match the profiles of any known submarine or marine animal. They're too fast, too precise, too deliberate. Some sonar readings even show these pings moving in erratic patterns, as if scanning or mapping the area. Could these sounds be evidence of advanced machinery hidden beneath miles of water? One account stands out. In 2014, a team of researchers using deep-sea microphones recorded a sound so strange it left even seasoned scientists baffled. It began as a low hum, then escalated into a pulsating roar, loud enough to rattle their equipment. The sound seemed to come from the trench's depths, but its exact location was impossible to pinpoint. Despite multiple recordings, NOAA has never released a full analysis of this event. Why? Some believe these sounds could be tied to the trench's geography. The tectonic activity in the area creates unique geological conditions, with deep crevices and underwater vents that could amplify or distort noises. But what if these natural explanations are just a convenient cover? Could these sounds be the byproduct of something else, like massive machinery or energy sources operating below the seafloor? Another theory links these sounds to the creatures of the trench. What if the sounds we're hearing aren't machines at all but the vocalizations of colossal, undiscovered life forms? Deep-sea creatures like whales communicate over vast distances using infrasonic calls. Could the trench house being so large and ancient their calls resonate like earthquakes, echoing through the ocean? And then there are the more speculative theories. Some researchers suggest the sounds might be evidence of extraterrestrial activity, signals from alien technology operating beneath the ocean. If you were an advanced species trying to remain hidden, wouldn't you choose a place as remote and inaccessible as the trench? The pulsating tones and mechanical pings could be communication signals, navigation beacons, or even the hum of alien engines. What makes this even more compelling is how often these sounds coincide with other anomalies. Take, for example, reports of glowing lights near the trench. Fishermen and naval officers have described seeing strange pulsating lights beneath the waves, often in tandem with unexplained noises. These lights move in organized patterns, as if guided by intelligence, before vanishing into the abyss. But here's the question no one seems to be asking. Why aren't these sounds being studied more extensively? For every public NOAA report, there are whispers of recordings that never see the light of day. Could it be that the true origin of these sounds is too dangerous, or too extraordinary, to reveal? Some experts argue that humanity might not be ready for what's down there. If these sounds are signals, whether from ancient creatures or advanced civilizations, they challenge everything we think we know about our planet and our place in the universe. The Mariana Trench isn't just a place of silence. It's a place of whispers, echoes, and roars that defy explanation. And as long as these sounds continue to emanate from the deep, they'll serve as a haunting reminder that the trench is far from empty. Something is down there. The only question is, what? The mysteries of the Mariana Trench have captivated explorers, scientists, and theorists alike, but not everyone is convinced. Skeptics argue that the trench's secrets are simply exaggerated, that strange sounds, unidentified objects, and eerie lights all have logical explanations. But if these mysteries are so easily debunked, why do they persist? And why do so many official answers feel incomplete or deliberately evasive? Take the bloop, for instance. As one of the loudest underwater sounds ever recorded, it immediately sparked theories of massive sea creatures or advanced technology. Yet NOAA dismissed it as ice breaking apart. Sure, ice calving produces sounds, but does it produce sounds that mimic organic patterns? And why haven't we recorded a similar event since? For skeptics, this explanation was enough. But for others, it raised more questions than answers. The same goes for reports of glowing lights and unidentified submersible objects near the trench. Skeptics claim these are likely deep-sea submersibles or bioluminescent marine life. But when fishermen describe lights moving in coordinated formations or vanishing at impossible speeds, these explanations start to falter. How does a school of glowing jellyfish mimic the calculated precision of a craft under intelligent control? And then there are the anomalous sounds, like the upsweep. Skeptics chalk it up to volcanic activity or shifting tectonic plates, which, on the surface, makes sense. The trench is a hotspot for geological activity after all. But here's the catch. Volcanic sounds don't follow patterns or cycles. The upsweep's seasonal regularity suggests something more deliberate, something designed. Skeptics often dismiss sonar readings of massive objects as glitches or false positives. But glitches don't move in straight lines, accelerate at impossible speeds, or vanish without a trace. Submariners have reported pursuing sonar contacts only to have their systems malfunction or go completely offline. Are we to believe this is mere coincidence? Even government secrecy has its defenders. Skeptics argue that classified data around the trench is likely related to military research or weapons testing. And while that's a plausible explanation, it doesn't account for the sheer scope of the cover-up. Why suppress footage of exploratory dives? Why redact entire sections of NOAA reports? If this is all routine science, why does it feel like there's something to hide? But perhaps the most frustrating thing about skepticism is how often it leans on dismissal rather than explanation. Deep-sea anomalies? Just natural phenomena. Glowing lights? Probably plankton. Unidentified submersible objects. Experimental technology. These answers may satisfy the casual observer, but they fail to address the full picture. And let's not forget the inconsistencies. If the trench is simply an unremarkable geological feature, why are its surrounding waters heavily monitored? Why do governments invest billions in underwater exploration, yet share so little of what they find? Why are there zones near the trench marked off-limits to civilian vessels? Skeptics rarely address these questions, instead focusing on smaller, easier-to-disprove claims. Here's the thing. Skepticism is healthy. It keeps us grounded and prevents us from jumping to wild conclusions. But there's a fine line between skepticism and denial. When evidence, whether it's sonar readings, eyewitness accounts, or unexplained sounds, piles up, dismissing it outright becomes as unscientific as believing every conspiracy theory you hear. And isn't it convenient how skepticism often aligns with official narratives? When the government says, "Nothing to see here," skeptics nod in agreement. But history has shown us time and again that governments don't always tell the truth. From Cold War secrets to declassified UFO files, the pattern is clear. When there's something worth hiding, they'll hide it. Take Project Azorian, for example. In the 1970s, the CIA covertly attempted to retrieve a sunken Soviet submarine under the guise of deep-sea mining. For years, the operation was shrouded in secrecy. If such a large-scale cover-up could take place in the open ocean, what might be happening in the Mariana Trench, a location far more remote and inaccessible? At the heart of this debate is a simple question: who benefits from dismissing these mysteries? If the trench harbors nothing extraordinary, why invest so much effort in debunking theories and suppressing data? Skepticism has its place, but so does curiosity. The truth is, we don't know what's hiding in the trench. And until we do, dismissing its mysteries outright does more harm than good. After all, every great discovery in human history began with a question no one could answer. So, ask yourself, are skeptics protecting the truth or protecting us from it? The Mariana Trench is more than just the deepest point on Earth. It's a symbol of the unknown, a reminder of how little we truly understand about our own planet. From glowing lights and mechanical pings to the haunting calls of the deep, every piece of evidence points to a simple but profound truth. The trench is not empty. It's alive, mysterious, and possibly something more. We've explored the skies, mapped the surface of Mars, and even peered into the heart of distant galaxies. Yet the trench remains elusive, shrouded in darkness, its secrets guarded by crushing pressure and endless water. Why? What makes this place so inaccessible? Could it be that the answers we're looking for, the answers about life, the universe, and the forces that shape our world, are hidden in its depths? From the reports of unidentified submersible objects to inexplicable sounds that defy natural explanation, the trench challenges everything we think we know. Could it be a home for ancient creatures, evolved in isolation over millions of years? A base for extraterrestrial visitors, monitoring us from the shadows? Or perhaps something even stranger, something beyond human comprehension? And what about the governments, the militaries, the scientists? Why do they remain silent, hiding data, restricting access, and controlling the narrative? Are they protecting us from a dangerous truth, or protecting their own secrets? The trench doesn't just defy exploration, it defies explanation. It's a place where science and conspiracy collide, where the natural and the unnatural blur together. For every question we've asked, the trench has offered only silence in return. But maybe that silence is telling. Maybe it's a warning. The truth about the Mariana Trench may be stranger than we can imagine. It may change everything we know about the world and our place in it. But here's the most important question of all. Are we ready to uncover it? The abyss stares back, waiting for us to dive deeper, to push beyond the limits of fear and curiosity. But beware, what we find may not be what we're expecting. It may be more. It may be less. Or it may be something that rewrites our understanding of reality itself. The mysteries of the trench remain unanswered, for now. But one thing is certain, this is only the beginning. If you're as captivated by these questions as we are, join us. Subscribe, like, and stay with us as we continue to explore the unknown, uncover the hidden, and dive deeper into the secrets of our world. Because the truth is out there, waiting to be found, and together we might just uncover it.